would you wish there was a prequel to that you never got?
A prequel to a movie that I never got. Ooh.
Now, while you're thinking, I thought of this today, and I have my answer. Maybe this will help you.
Okay, please.
Casper.
Okay.
Because it popped in my head. I don't know why, but I was just like, huh. It's just one of those random thoughts. I was just like, huh. I wonder if those uncles were really actually his uncles.
Movie guys, hit play, let it run. Eric Jordan, 2 takes, 1 fun, new flick, old flick, same mic, same vibe. If it's on that screen, they gon' go deep dive. Movie guys, say the word, we ride. From the big release to the late night guy, you cue it up, they keep it love. Movie guys, movie guys.
I'm just going to give every review a large bag until you do, so we have something competing with Frankenstein. Today we're talking about the Backrooms. Eric, how the hell you doing?
I feel that's unfair. You're just going to give anything and everything a large bag.
Yep.
Yeah. Just because you feel... And that's not fair to the movies that deserve it.
Well, I'm just saying, could this be a competitor? I'm excited to hear what your opinions are about Backrooms. There are so many different opinions out there online, and there's a big history. I've delved deep into it. What say you, man? I mean, do you know the history of this? You were pushing to go see this in theaters.
I only recently caught up with the history of the Backrooms. I was not there from day one. I did not see the Scary Pasta thing. I didn't see any of the other open source stories that were from this original idea. This was only a recent thing. But I will say that I did see a few of the ideas inspired from the original Backrooms. And I did also love the book House of Leaves, which I know gets passed around a lot in internet circles. And I have to thank my buddy Ryan, and of course I have to thank HR for pushing it for me to read that book. That one was fantastic. And because of that, this is probably the closest I'm going to get to maybe that book. It's a very hard book to recreate. There's a lot going on. But that one gives the idea of like this ever-expanding infinite abyss, this lost labyrinth that just has no end and also kind of seems to be alive. And I enjoy the concept of it. I think that's what the appeal is. I think everyone just is like, oh, this is a really cool concept. So I think that's the draw for this.
Do you think that's what it is? Because from the stuff I'm seeing from online magazines to you name it, Hollywood is spinning. It's upside down. You have the director of Obsession. You have this director for the Backrooms, and Hollywood is upside down. They're saying like this movie should not be making it. So far, according to Wikipedia, we did see this the week of release. Of course, when the review comes out, different story. This movie was made for $10 million and it's already grossed $140. Now that's not big numbers, but that is for $10 million.
That's on an opening weekend. It did 81 domestic. That is good, and I feel that like Longlegs did the same thing. I feel that like the other movies like this is doing the same thing. I remember, was it 1 or 2 years ago when we were talking about some recent Oscar movies, and who the heck was it? I want to say it was Sterling K. Brown who won for American Fiction, and I'm pretty sure it was him who pleaded actually to the people in the audience and to the rest of Hollywood that like you need to start focusing on these ideas, on these people who are bringing the art back to the movies and are only asking for like a $10 million budget. Start doing. You can crank out 10 movies for $10 million and have it just not only make its money back in times 10, but have this this critical following, that this I guess overall kind of acceptance that this is a great movie. At the same time, rather than spending $100-something million on a movie that is just a fart. This going into like didn't Guy Ritchie do a new movie, Into the Gray, with Henry Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal? And
Sure.
Yes, and it bombed. It was like an $80 million budget or $70 million budget, and it only made like $5 million in the theaters. And it's just a bomb, dude. It's like, no, like, these other movies are so successful. The other thing, though, is that horror seems to be dominant again.
So is it because Gen Z is coming out of high school, that they're coming out of college, they're getting into the job market? Like, are they spearheading this? This seems like a Gen Z film. This is not a millennial film. This is the Renaissance, right, for them.
You know, about that, because I feel like this appeals to the millennial crowd as well, too. And I was reading a post about why it would. Because I don't know about you, but in my childhood, there were many, many times where I had to go with my parents to some BS thing, I don't know, and you were just kind of like stuck in a room, not having to, you couldn't do anything. There's no phone.
Sure.
Right? Like, yeah, you were just in like a building. You're just in there. And yeah, I can't tell you how many times where like my mom picked us up from school, but like my dad was away on like TDY, he was on travel, and she had like a volleyball game because she was in a volleyball league, and we'd have to like go somewhere, and she would play for like an hour or two, and we just had to like wander in this empty school or wherever it was that she was playing, and it was just empty. And it was all, I'm not even kidding you, it was so eerily similar to this movie, where just the fluorescent hum and
Yeah.
just like these long hallways to doors you didn't know where he was going. And so a lot of it seemed very, I don't know, nostalgic.
Okay, fine, good point. I'm excited for it. I hope this isn't anything that's going to fall flat on its face. I want this renaissance to happen. Like, I feel there's older movies, like 10 years old, that would come out nowadays and be a big phenomenon. I would think It Follows would be one of those.
Well, you know what? Another thing that I would want to champion maybe the younger generation for is a lot of these are birthed from internet, from stories that are on forums and catch fire that have gone viral, and they're a grassroots campaign a bit. Whereas I hate to side with Quentin Tarantino about this, where he said the movie industry is just a kind of a sausage factory. It just kind of cranks this out, and it's so formulaic, right? Where
Yeah.
like, okay, let's do this action movie, and the first 10 minutes will be this action scene, and then the next 20 minutes will be the character build, very typical ex-Marine Navy in hiding, this and that. All right, well, and 45 minutes or an hour in, we'll introduce the love interest, and then there'll be a big battle, and then there'll be a conflict, and there'll be a falling out. Very, very just kind of ad-lib. Very like, here's the script, fill in the name, fill in the scene or the state or the country that they're in, and just rinse and repeat the same thing over and over again. Where I feel like this, or the movies like this, are popular because people edit onto the story from like a creepypasta or from like this original idea online. I don't want to say it's completely original. There are definitely a few stories that are similar to it, but this is called wildfire. This is
Yes.
viral marketing at its finest.
Yes. So I got into the lore. Not going to be 100% accurate probably, but this all stems from a random photo that was posted online like in 2001, 2002 of a furniture store being renovated or something like that. And somebody just took a photo and just posted it online. And then in 2011, it grew legs on Twitter where people are like, oh, this is creepy. This is creepy. I went to go see this opening weekend with one of my dad friends and his son. And his son and I clearly were hip to it. Like, we know what we're getting ourselves into. I don't think he did.
Sure.
Because he was like, don't tell me what it's about. I'm just like, I don't think he knows.
Yeah, you might want some pretext.
Nothing's going to really happen. Like, it's all supposed to. I don't know if he knew that. I don't know if he was, like, being silly or being facetious with me. But he's just like, don't tell me what it's about. I'm just like, I kind of want to. Because nothing's going to happen in this movie. Like, this is all up into interpretation, 100%. And at the end of the movie, I was like, what'd you think? And he was like, I liked it. And to the point where the next day we talked to each other for a little bit about our theories and opinions about what we just saw, which I think is great. I hope this thing doesn't die a horrible death. I hope that this continues to grow legs. The director, 20 years old director, Kane Parsons, has already said in an interview that he is doing a franchise. So this could be the new Saw. Right, we're gonna get, if it's Halloween, it has to be Backrooms kind of thing, right? Could be that way.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be a multi saga, but we'll see how far it goes, especially with the introduction in his YouTube series with the company Async that has been working. So I'm getting echoes of Aperture in the Portal series on this.
Okay, all right, I'm with you.
If you've ever played Portal, those games.
I'm with you.
Yeah, like it's a company that is experimenting with obviously something that is maybe not supernatural as much as it's just kind of like, uncontrollable or a very unstable product, and they don't know really what they have. So they're just kind of doing more and more and more to figure it out. It's not like they're a malicious company, but they obviously have other priorities than the well-being of the people inside.
Yeah, they're not quite Umbrella from Resident Evil, but
another great example there.
They're your local Kroger pharmacy. They're here to help, but not really.
They're all about the science of it. They would rather experiment, and there may be many points where they should have stopped the experiment.
Sure,
but no, let's keep going and let's see what happens.
Well, before we get into the actual movie, if anybody's interested in the lore, if you just YouTube the Backrooms short film, the director of this movie made these short movies when he was a teenager. And there's a whole web series on YouTube. So check it out if you're interested. So this one, by the way, I did not know this. I made a comment leading up to this movie here right when we get into it here. But I noticed the main character, Mary, I noticed her clothes seemed a little different. Like I seen her clothes. And then the dad friend I went with, he was like, well, yeah, because it took place in 1990. I was like, it did? I did not know. I don't want to say it. I didn't know this was a period piece. I thought, because the opening has, the POV of a dude clearly in a hazmat suit, and clearly that was 1990. They said it. But then it cuts to our main characters. I'm just like, that happened in 1990. Now it's 2026. It's not. Like, this is 1990. That's kind of cool.
Jordan, come on, man.
I didn't notice.
You've done movies. But you should know well enough. I'm not trying to give you too much of a hard time on this, but when movies do that, they usually date present day or a time of when it's taking place.
I guess I was excited. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah. If they give you a date and
I just assumed
you without telling you otherwise, assume that it's always going to be that date.
I just assumed, and it made an A out of me.
Oh,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah, don't assume. But movie opens up with this with this random guy, right? He's a hazmat guy. Evidently, he's named. I didn't get his name in the movie unless I was blinking too much. But his name is Naren Warren. Was that mentioned in the movie?
I
don't think
don't
so.
think so. Or maybe when Clark later on finds the bag. But
Oh, good point. Good point. So he's obviously frantic. Gives me Blair Witch Project vibes, Cloverfield vibes, right?
oh, of course.
He's scared of something. He goes into this. Well, he's in the back rooms, right? But it's in this this main hub, right? A bird's thrown. All these weird things are just kind of happening to him. But again, to refresh my memory, after the bird's thrown at him, wait, I know what happens. The pirate guy comes after him, doesn't he? Because he chases him. Or was it not
I don't know if that's the pirate guy or not.
It wasn't a silhouette. It was a silhouette, wasn't it? We didn't see.
Yeah, it was just a silhouette. So we don't know if it was Pirate Clark or not. I assume that it was not, because we had not been introduced to Clark yet, and it seems that the Backrooms itself take from the people who are in it, like, their memories, and try to replicate those memories. There's a lot of talk and a lot of theme in this movie about memory and about trying to remember those memories, and how it's not as clear as you originally had remembered it, right? It can get kind of foggy or just not as clear as original. And so, yeah, it's made to think that once somebody enters the Backrooms can take your memories and try to replicate it as best as it can, and it's never perfect.
Yeah, like nostalgia, right? It's remember berries.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just from the point of view of the movie, right? I think it is Pirate Clark. I think that Pirate Clark is the main entity in this movie. Because I saw the shorts. Did you see the shorts? The YouTube shorts?
Yes, yeah. And
It's like the stick figure wire black creature in the shorts. I kind of think that's this, and then like it just kind of takes the form of what it wants to. That's my theory. I think it is Pirate Clark, just not Pirate Clark.
I think there are many entities in the Backrooms.
Oh.
'Cause
So you think there's not just one?
See more of them, right?
What?
We get to see a lot of the still lifes, as they're called.
Right, but I guess, okay, so I will... It's just when you say entity, I'm thinking evil, where the still lifes were not evil. So that's why I was just kind of like,
Right. And those could have been people who are memories of somebody who had entered the back room,
Right.
or just the back room's memory of somebody who entered it as well. So
we get introduced to Clark, who is a down and out furniture salesman. I would not buy from him. He's a local in California furniture salesman, dressed like a pirate. He's I cannot say his name because you and I talked about him recently. He gets the golden headphones. Do you want me to try to say his name?
Edgio4.
Oh no, you did it for me.
You were gonna butcher it. You butchered it last time. You're gonna butcher it again.
Where have we, for the sake of the show, where we have reviewed him to get the golden headphones?
Everything, buddy.
Okay.
That's just all your favorite movies. I know that you like. What's that horrible ass holiday movie that you love? Love Actually.
I don't love that movie we
You
reviewed.
absolutely love
No, I did not.
that movie. And Red Nose Day. Those are your favorite movies. You got tattoos of them on your back. It's the entire thing. It's ridiculous. Children of Men recently is the last movie we watched.
That's right. He was the bad guy.
Old Guard, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. We didn't do Old Guard 2, did we?
We did not do Old Guard 2. Wait a minute. He's not Kang. That's another guy. You're welcome.
I don't know if you're doing a bit.
Which is always fun because you don't know. I'm an enigma. Big words.
No, racist all the same, but good for you.
Right. Okay, so he gets the golden headphones for sure. Familiar face. I've seen him, so I'm happy to see him. The funny thing is that when I started watching this movie, I feel bad for him. He seems down and out. He goes to a therapist, Mary. They do a little role play thing where I feel that way sometimes. He's saying, hey, he's role playing that his therapist Mary is his wife or girlfriend. And it's just like, you're not doing anything. I do everything. Like this down on himself kind of guy. He's sleeping at the furniture store. But after I had time to process it and eventually see Pirate Clark, I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, this guy's an ass. That's the way I interpret it, like that this guy's not a hero. I thought he was in the beginning. Like, kind of like you're down and out loser that becomes a hero, Oh, this guy's an ass.
Seemed to me that he had some anger issues in this role playing that he was doing with Mary, his therapist.
Right.
And he had a short fuse, and it seemed, again, like his issue was that he never likes to take responsibility or accountability for his own actions. It's never his fault. And again, this is through interpretation of the movie and verbally through Mary, his therapist. It says it as well, too. Everything that happens, again, is never his fault.
Yeah, he says in his role play, when Mary, pretending to be his wife, is like, something about an architect, and he's just like, I am an architect. I'm just working at this furniture. I just own this furniture store to make money and put food on the table because all you do is go to school. And I'm just like, huh. But again, like as more I process the movie, I'm just like, yeah, this guy's all about himself. He's very angry and like he's not the hero. So then when I think about that more, I'm just like, oh, him sleeping in a demo bed at the furniture store, I don't feel bad for him. At the point in the time when I saw the movie, I did. Until I kind of like replay what's going on,
I just like that. Like, he's not a bad guy.
No, he's angry.
He's not a great guy by all means. Like, he has his flaws.
Sure.
But he's not by any means some sort of evil or devious person. He's just a guy who's, unwilling to change. He's happy. We not only see this, but we hear this from him.
Right.
That he's happy where he is, in being who he is.
But he's not happy with his life situation, but he's happy within his own skin. Ha!
Yeah, I guess so.
There you go. Then we get introduced to his workers, hot surfer blonde dude, and a chick that I feel is on the rise. I know her from Shrinking.
Yeah. I think she is the only employee, and
Oh.
the blonde dude is just her boyfriend. I know him from A Night in Seven Kingdoms. He played one of the Targaryen kids. So, and she, Lukita Maxwell, Shrinking. She's got some other small roles, It doesn't seem like she has any projects in.
No, it doesn't
right
yet.
now, but I'm sure we'll see more of her. I don't know. I feel like she's one of those actresses that only has like 3 emotions in the face.
She could be the new Aubrey Plaza, right? She kind of has that look, right?
She needs to find a role that fits her. I think this movie should bring a lot of opportunity, and Shrinking probably brings that as well too.
Right.
So hopefully she gets some good projects that go her way.
So, by the way, this is I would never buy furniture here, but this is the greatest furniture store I wish I was in. So you walk into this shopping plaza, you go into this furniture store that Clark owns, and then it even says there's a sign, there's more downstairs. And he goes downstairs and okay, question for you, because this is the way I took from the movie. The Backrooms, I feel, chooses, do I want to say victims? Maybe not. Sure, let's say that. Right? Because, like, he just noticed it, right? Because he brought the electrician over. He knows the lights are constantly going in and out. He has these two red breakers that should not be there, like the fuse box thing. And then all of a sudden he sees the outline of the door to the back rooms.
Unexplained. I think the people who have been following the lore and the YouTube series are more, I guess, knowledgeable about this, about what's happening. Because I think the original one says that the backrooms only exist when you just clip through reality. So just find a spot. Not like a sinkhole per se, but yeah, you just kind of can fall into the backrooms if you fall just right or however. It goes on, I believe, in the lore that Async, which was an MRI company, is able to kind of create, I guess, a room or create a gate to the back rooms. And, and because of that, by overloading or however they do it, they don't know how, but doors kind of just show up sometimes.
So are you saying from just this movie alone, maybe some of the lore, but are you saying that you feel that the door to the back room, this section was always there in the furniture store, it's just now he noticed? Or do you see where I'm saying, where it's like he's going through some stuff and the back rooms choose him? Because what do you feel on that one?
No, I don't think it was on him at all. I think he just happened to kind of be in the right place, right time. It just happened. I don't think he was chosen.
Okay.
The back rooms just, I don't know if it was always there. I don't think it was always there. But
okay.
That's kind of the mystery of it, right? We don't have a solid answer to that. So we're allowed to make up our own theory.
Okay, so he goes into, well, he sees the wall. He can put his hand through portal. He's in the back rooms. He is immediately shown a bunch of furniture in this hospital office kind of setting, and then you hear stuff as he's wandering through. Something going on now. Evidently, because I googled, but I didn't get all the way into it, that this this talking billboard thing is a part of the lore.
It's a caveman cutout, dude. Is that what you're talking about? The caveman cutout?
Yeah. What's that supposed to mean?
I took it because it was in front of the room where Phil, the scientist that works for Async, was monitoring the room. So I think that was just kind of like an anglerfish, right? It was just the light in the darkness to kind of lure people in to see
people or entities.
Because it was in talking and greeting in every different language. So
is that what that was saying?
That's how I took it as. That's
interesting. Okay. So you're saying that Phil, which later on we know is from the greatest movie he's ever done, The Office Space. I'm sorry.
No.
Yes.
No.
Phil was in Office Space. He was Peter.
You and white people do not get along, man. I swear to goodness.
Phil, the scientist, is in Office Space.
Phil, the scientist, is not in Office Space.
Okay, Google it right now on air.
Right. What are you going to give me when I'm right?
I'll let the audience decide.
All right. So the actor's name in Backrooms is a guy named Mark Duplass. He was in The League. He was in a lot of other movies as well, too. But notably, his fame came from The League. He was in like The Morning Show and a lot of other kind of movies and TV shows, Mindy Project, what have you. The guy that you're thinking of is a guy named Ron Livingston, who played Peter in Office Space.
He looks exactly the same.
These are two completely different people. So
no, really?
Yes.
He looks exactly like Peter from The Office Space.
Oh, you are welcome. Yes.
All right, fine.
No, it's okay. I know this is like
Are you going to sit here and tell me that they do not look exactly the same?
They do, and a lot of other actors again look like the same. I would say like Thomas Jane, Chris Lambert, and like who's that Pilfroy?
All right.
They all look the same.
He just looked like Peter from... Okay. All right. So he's not. I was wrong. You were right. I am small. You are big. Let's move on. You won.
Such confidence you had with it too.
Well, I swear to God, because I love Office Space, and anyway. So you're saying that Phil... So you're saying that Phil... Because later in the movie, Phil said he goes into the back room. So you're saying that Phil purposely put the caveman...
He has been in the back rooms.
So he purposely puts the caveman there to lure anybody. Like, do you think he's trying to lure other entities too, just to kind of see what they're doing, or
Yes.
He's just okay? He's just fishing a hook.
Again, there was no solid answer here, Jordan.
Right.
This
all right.
was intentional by the director,
Right.
to leave things very open.
Sure.
He had said that himself that he is not the, like it is an open source story, so he's not the creator of it. He is just one that really took the chunk of it and made a YouTube series and now a movie.
Sure.
And so he is not only, I guess, spearheading a lot of the main story, but he gets it a lot from the community as well too. He's not the only writer on this movie. The other writer on this movie is was a guy named Will Sudik, who I'm sure was just there to punch up a lot of the story script.
Yeah, script doctor. Well, okay, that's fine. And I don't want to repeat it all the time, but like the reason why I asked was I was curious from what the movie was telling me. From what you're saying, it seems like that's what's going on. He's doing a bait here. He's trying to see, what's going to happen. And then this is also where Clark starts hearing, I'm going to call it Pirate Clark at this point. Like he hears like big footsteps and kind of growling and like getting a little scared here.
Yeah, so this is an element from House of Leaves that I really enjoyed. And there's another story where, I'm on the spotlight, I can't think of it, where I really enjoy it as well too. But not even to like go off of like the labyrinth of like Icarus and Daenerys in that story where they were, placed in the labyrinth, but a part of the fear of it, the psychological horror of it, is being in this maze and hearing something that you never see.
Sure.
It's a great element in House of Leaves because it's pitch black in that story. It's in there's no shape to really anything. It's just endless halls and doors that all just kind of seem to be just one thing. Whereas this, it's just mono yellow. It's just fluorescent buzz, but still like the echo is there.
Right.
So you can hear something move. You can hear footsteps. You can hear some banging. You can hear a growl of something breathing, and you don't know where it came from.
Right.
Brilliant texture to the psychological element. I like that. Is it the back rooms expanding? Is there something in the room with you? Who knows?
Well, and also the dad that I went with, he you're gonna know what it's called, but it's some sort of a thing where it's like you go into a room, but it's something's not supposed to be there. Like you have like this square, like in the movie too. You have this square in the floor, and you look into the square, and it's just a bunch of chairs. Something about
Yeah.
do you know what I'm talking about? It's something like an unsettling psyche kind of thing. He talked about it. I don't know what they call it, but they call it something. You know what I mean? So anyway, so he gets spooked. He eventually, which I don't know how, because he didn't, Hansel and Gretel himself, but he eventually gets out of the back rooms, and he goes to the therapist Mary, and she's not believing him. Blah blah. He's like, I'm gonna show you proof. He brings her his employee and her boyfriend to videotape, and he's been going into the back rooms multiple times now at this point. Clark has. He kind of knows things. He sees certain things. He's kind of.
He said that he's been doing it for a lot for what, a week or a couple weeks now.
Yeah, he's a professional at this point in his mind, and then
He's mapped out as much as he could.
right, and then there's this long, steep corridor that's going down, and he wants to see what's going on. So they use the boyfriend as bait, if you will. They tie a rope around his waist. He goes down, and there's this laundry room full of clothes, and there was a face, or I'm sorry, not a face. There was like a head buried in one of the clothes, I noticed. And again, from what the movie's telling me, this is my interpretation of it. This is Pirate Clark, or whatever the entity is. This is his bathroom. This is because this
People are calling it the laundry room scene.
well, yeah, sure, but there's a reason why, right? Because it's just not laundry. It's blood. It's a dungeon. It's like he ate the people and then regurgitated out the clothes kind of look. Kind of remind me of that room in Deep Rising, bringing that movie back from the ashes.
All right.
No idea what I'm talking about. It's okay. I mean, like, did you get that interpretation? I got that this was like his lair. This is like Goro's lair,
I mean, it's because this is where we get to see with Clark, by the way, when he goes deeper into the back rooms, how the further he goes, the more disoriented the rooms become.
Sure.
Where it becomes more of like an Alice in Wonderland, right?
Okay.
Where the doors are now different shapes. There are different sizes. There are multiple doorknobs on it. There are ramps to get up to it. It's not just a office space anymore, or a furniture store warehouse anymore, where it starts to really just get obscure in its shape. It starts to get really ridiculous, like almost like a nightmare, right?
Right.
So in this scene, I think it's more of that. We get to see from the camera because he pans up and we get to see like a hallway going vertical.
Right. Yeah. That was just nightmarish.
Even the door was sideways, and so I wouldn't call this a layer so much as I would just call it like a room that was improperly, I guess, or incorrectly, an incorrect memory, I guess. Is that what you want to say? Where it was just built very awkwardly, and kind of trying to remember that time
when you had laundry.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know.
Sure.
A moment in time where you're trying to remember something and you only come up like 30% of it is correct.
So,
yeah.
buddy, look, I mean, like I think for this movie's sake, and maybe in later sequels when we review them, I'm just going to disagree with you for this moment, just from what I saw. Pirate Clark is the big bad in the movie, right? I know this movie has metaphors and it's about psyche, but they're in a barf room. I mean, that's just the way it kind of, because there was blood everywhere. There's a head buried in the clothes. Like, it was just weird, right?
It could have been just a cutout, by the way, too.
We don't know, yeah. And then, of course, boyfriend gets taken. Eden, I'm assuming he's screaming there's blood. Girlfriend gets taken, possibly. We know body, no death. We don't know movie guys rules. And then he's running around, Clark is, and then eventually he gets into this pool spa area, and he sets the camera down, and he can hear the coworker. She can see him, but he can't see her through this complete brick wall. But then the camera gets picked up by like this 8-foot thing, which again is me assuming this is the entity taking form of Pirate Jack or the Pirate Clark, or this is Pirate Clark. That's how I interpret this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Same page.
That's fine. And
Okay.
again, this movie is vague enough to where you are the viewer. Everyone's going to have a different interpretation of what it is. That's great. That's the purpose of the film. Sure. If you want the entire time it's always going to be Pirate Clark, you're allowed to have that thought. If you want it to be like there's multiple entities going on there, then that's could be it too. If you want it to be that there's one entity that takes shape or a memory of whoever is in the back rooms, it can do that as well too. It's a shapeshifter. There are many different theories. None of them are right. None of them are wrong. It's open. That's kind of the benefit of this type of movie. It's that it's left up to your imagination.
When the camera gets picked up behind Clark and it's clearly higher than normal, what do you think it is then? What's your opinion?
I enjoy the unknown. Any movie that gives me room for my imagination, I enjoy. That's like my favorite part of a psychological thriller. The scariest part to me is an imagination. That's something that has always hit me hard. Like one of my favorite Twilight Zone episodes is where the boy has the powers to do anything he wants with his imagination. So everyone has to be, the whole town has to be very nice and very like, hey, because what do they say? That nothing can be more cruel or evil than the imagination of a young boy. Saying that basically somebody who doesn't know the consequence of right and wrong and just has free reign to do whatever, like it can go horrible very quickly. So
Yeah.
In this, I enjoy that I don't know what's going to be around the corner. I don't know why the Backrooms are here. I don't know what the purpose is. I don't know what that noise is. I don't know what this entity is. Is it Pirate Clark? Is it something else? It's all and nothing at the same time. I just enjoy that.
I
Right?
do too. And I did see that Simpsons episode. Thank you so much for the reference. Moving on. No, Treehouse of Horrors. There you go.
Okay, fine. Another Simpsons episode for you.
Yeah.
When they did The Raven, right?
Yes.
They did it first. They Edgar Allan Poe copied The Simpsons.
Correct.
Just so, yeah, as far as you know, and we know, yeah.
Hey, I think the Simpsons have been around a lot longer than Edgar Allan Poe was alive at this point.
Of course, yeah, exactly. They founded America, I think. But still, the imagination of...
No, I agree with you, yeah.
In the room, and you hear a rat tapping at the door, and you open it, and there's nothing there.
Nothing at the chamber door.
It's like beautiful. Mwah.
Yes. I agree with you. What I'm trying to do is I like movies like this. I really, really do. But then I also don't want to be that person that's just like, oh, well, there's really something there when there's really not, nothing there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to give the movie more credit than what it is. Like, I'm here to review and watch this movie. I'm basing off of what I see, right?
Do you like an answer? Do you like the closure more than...
No. It's I'm just saying, like, from what I took from this movie and what it's showing me is that we see the only entity in this movie that's 7+ feet tall is Pirate Clark. So when the camera gets picked up, clearly 7-8 feet tall, to me that's the entity / Pirate Clark. I know that the farther that Clark gets into the back rooms, that the crazier nightmarish it becomes. But then, like, where did the Pirate Clark attack happen? It happened in the lair that I call it, right? So that's just kind of just what I'm basing it off of. Like, that's his lair and blah, blah, blah. But again, that's my interpretation of it. So...
Yeah.
We don't know how long it's passed. Did they say? Has it been months? Has it been days, weeks? We don't know, right? How long since Clark's been missing?
Yeah. And
we don't
now
know.
we
Okay.
get signs for the two kids missing as well, too, for Kat and Bobby.
Is it wrong for me to call this the psycho moment, right? Where you think that the person that you're following the whole time is the hero, but they're not, and then we get the real hero? Is that fair, or is that just a cliche at this point?
I mean, I wouldn't call Clark a hero in this movie.
I wouldn't call the girl in the beginning of Psycho a hero either. She gets stabbed in the shower, but then the movie forgets about her and moves on to, the protagonist.
Sure. You can say whatever you want about...
I didn't know if
Yeah.
you think that that's fair to compare the Psycho reference, or is that just a cliche at this point in time?
I I don't think it's the same. But
Okay, so like,
if
so
you
like,
want
so,
to use that to compare, that's fine.
so what I'm saying is that Clark is Janet Leigh, right? So Clark is the guy that is the chick that died in the shower, right? We follow Clark in the beginning of the movie, right? We see him possibly perish, right? And then the movie cuts, and then we follow somebody else completely different.
Okay.
That's kind of the basic skeletons of Psycho. So I was just curious
I
if
understand,
that was fair.
But we go back to Clark.
Okay, good enough. All right.
I'm
So
not trying to pick your comparison.
No, I'm
apart
just
here. I
curious.
think it's a reach. But
Is it
if
a
helps
reach?
You understand it? Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. But if it helps you understand it, I'm not gonna
No, it does help me. I'm just curious if you
sit on your
thought.
parade here, bud. So
Well, what I'm okay how about this. What I'm getting at before we get into the Mary storyline is that I'm really impressed with what this 20-year-old kid's doing. I mean, this kid's great. I mean, he made a very, very good movie, right?
yes, I think there's a lot of substance in this movie. So yeah.
Yeah, it's not just some dumb. He's doing some great stuff. I'm just saying. Clearly, he loves film. I was just curious if you saw other movies like what I saw, kind of like his love letter, if you will. That's all. Moving on to the second part of the story is Mary, his therapist. Clark's gone missing, probably a few weeks, maybe a month, if that. The store's closed up, but not locked up. I'm locked up. I just pulled Akon out of there. And Mary discovers the Backrooms. This is where I feel where we can get deep into it. When Clark entered the Backrooms, he was immediately greeted with just a big pile of furniture because that's all that was surrounding his life. When Mary enters the same location, furniture is gone.
Yeah, you had said that, and I think it's because Clark took a lot of the. I noticed that when she went to the basement, there was a lot more stuff in that basement than when we originally saw it. We saw more when Kat and Bobby came down there too. We saw the backward stop sign. We saw a lot more down there. I think Clark, and he has his whiteboard down there, and he's mapped out.
He's taking things from the Backrooms.
Yeah, he's taking things as much as he could. He took the stool when he first on his first trip, but he's taking more and more now. The movie did a very good job at showing Captain Ottoman's furniture empire, or whatever I think it was called, to be this
IKEA.
kind of a very large showroom and very, very large basement, but with not a whole lot of furniture to show. There's not really a lot of stuff there, a whole lot of inventory taking up space. It's a lot of wall and a lot of ceiling, right?
That's very interesting. Okay. Because I took it as the Backrooms. Okay, honestly, showing my hand, I thought the Backrooms, when he entered it, was your psyche. And all his life was just stacked upon each other and furniture, and that's what he's greeted with. When Mary enters the back room, nothing.
That's a great theory. I think that's very. Yeah, I think you're onto that. That sounds good.
That's what my interpretation was. But I also didn't notice that there was more furniture in the basement, and that's a good call because yes, you're right. I noticed there was more and more furniture as the movie went on in the basement. So clearly, he was probably taken from the pile. And that's interesting.
Something too, but you're right. Like going into the back rooms, it probably absorbed a lot of what he was dealing with, and whether it be the furniture or whether it be Pirate Clark, his altar, I guess, or even the red-headed still life, which we can assume now, a lot of theories online thinking that is his memory of Barbara, his wife.
I did not get that. I thought that the still lifes were other people that have entered the back rooms and have escaped or died, and that's a memory of them because of the ending.
For the beard guy, or for the wheelchair, or the lamp guy,
maybe
sure, that could be something. I only connect the dots with the redhead because in the end of the movie, when they're in the kitchen, he takes the red hair off of the still life and puts it onto Mary's head.
Oh, God.
And
great. Yeah.
Playing again.
Yeah.
And this time it seems more real to him because
All right.
she's got the red hair.
See, I thought he was just batshit nuts, but okay, so yeah, that's a great catch, bud. That's a great catch.
But but again, to what you were saying, I like that. Yes, the Backrooms absorbed him,
yes.
and the first thing on his mind is the furniture, is
Right.
the weight of the store, and it's a mess.
Well, it's
right?
a total mess.
Yeah. So, yeah, great catch with that too. I think that adds a lot to that too.
One thing is, okay, so Mary's walking through the back rooms, walking kind of what Clark did. Word of the wise to people, this is what Jordan would do. If you open a room and it's all dark with a red Christmas tree, I would go, nope, and close the door. Because clearly there's a monster in there. Don't go in there. Don't go
I don't
in
know
the
about you. How was your theater experience?
Nothing. I'm in small country town. Nobody spoke.
Sold out theater for me.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it was people. Nobody spoke.
We had reactions. There were a lot of people. Yeah, just
Don't go in that
doing the
room.
reactions. Yeah.
No, I would.
Nope.
I wouldn't. Eric, I mean, like, you open the door and you're just like, huh, it's an all black room and there's a red Christmas tree. It's not Christmas. It's kind of, no, just going to close that door. No, but she goes in and then we get the red dress and the red haired lady, like, creeping, you know.
I got some good reactions.
Yeah.
There were a lot of good jump scares in this movie, and there were a lot of people that reacted to that. The woman next to me was very vocal.
And then this is where
Like, no, close the door.
close the door. Actually, what kind of creeped me out was not the red dress lady. Was she walked around the back of the tree, and you see like this figure kind of doing like this hand up and down, like turn off a lamp, you know. And I was like, is that a person or is that a fake doll? And then as soon as the light turns on, it's like everything at once. I'm like, oh, told you don't go in that room, right?
Yeah.
But this is where you're really like, every therapist loves this scene, I bet. Where she wakes up, she's tied to a chair, and I think he even says, or maybe I'm just remembering differently, but they're in a kitchen setting inside the back rooms, and it's modeled after his kitchen. Doesn't right? Doesn't somebody, or did I make that up? I heard that somewhere.
It's a kitchen. I don't know if it was, because I don't think we ever get to see his house
No, we never do. But then,
that I paid for with my money.
yeah, and dude, I mean, like, you completely changed my outlook on it because, yeah, why would he go to the redhead still life, scalp her essentially, and then put her red hair on Mary, right? And then he says,
You missed that when Mary was going through the back rooms and very much just like exploring, that she sees the picture, the artwork that's on one of the walls of
it looked like the entity,
Pirate Clark and the entity, and a bunch of kind of nonsensical words and drawings, a mural, I guess, if you want to say. And then we get a nice little creepy shot of when she thought she hears something. She turns and you just see that little sliver of like shadow move.
Right, that was a good one.
The doorway, and she freaks out. She's like, "Clark, is that you?" And he's like, "Hey, don't speak too loud. He's gonna hear you." And just like, "Ooh!" So that's kind of creepy. He eventually comes in to the frame. They have a dialogue, and he knocks her out. Right, chokeholds her, and puts sleeper hold on her, and knocks her out. She wakes up in the chair in the kitchen, and that's when he explains everything that's going on. They do the role playing. And the back and forth. This is where...
Thank you for the correction, by the way, because I thought Mary was in the Christmas room, but no, Clark was in the Christmas room, and he was taken by the redhead dress lady. And then it went to Mary.
Well, this is when he was just running from the entity, from Pirate Clark.
Right, this is when he was running, yeah. Thank you for the correction.
The laundry room scene, because They do the rope thing, and
Yes.
Bobby gets taken and dragged away. Great shot, by the way, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Again, shows you just enough.
Just
to play
enough.
with your imagination.
So thank you for that correction.
He and Kat are just, they're running through. He's got the camera on, very found footage, very Blair Witch. Just going through room to room, we get to see just how wild some of these rooms are, which are great. You're just, again, the further you drift in, the more insane it becomes.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Kind of like going through the tunnels of House of a Thousand Corpses and just going deeper into Dr. Satan's lair.
Oh my God. I thought I was the reference king. Jesus Christ, you're bringing that out of nowhere.
Again, you could argue that this movie is a very original idea, but it's not without its comparisons.
No, that's why I brought up Psycho, and you tore me apart about it.
I'm being very obscure on that. Never mind.
I was
This
doing a
movie's
bit.
exactly like Psycho, Jordan. You're
I did.
welcome.
I was doing a bit there. No, so one other thing that was kind of weird is that because you had the still lifes, and he grabs like the fat guy with the beard, his stomach. He's like, "Look, you can eat it," and it looks like pillow casing. I'm just like,
Yeah, it's like a rice stuffing.
Yeah.
It's just they're fake people.
right. And this is eventually where Pirate Clark comes in, giant Pirate Clark, and like real Clark is just like, "You can't be in here. What are you doing?" And then Pirate Clark picks up Clark and devours him, eats him. Now, there is theories online, I'm sure you read. Maybe you did, I don't know. But this is the snake eating its tail kind of theory. This is where somebody. This is the metaphor that I read online was that this is somebody that's so about himself that he ate himself to become this monster. That's what people are saying.
Oh, I don't like that theory. Before this, we get the role playing with Clark and Mary, and she really just lets him have it, right? Just tells him like it is. Basically, what a therapist should never tell their patient.
Correct. She says you're freaking crazy.
Yeah, just like it's your life. Your wife left you because you refuse to take any sort of accountability for anything that you do, and your wife just left it like that. And again, we only get one side of the story. We only get his side of the story. We never get Barbara's side of the story. So we get to see him kind of snap a little bit more into this true to character. But basically, Clark accepts that he doesn't want to change after being confronted with Mary. That he's just like, I don't have to change. And Mary's just like, no, you don't. If you want to be this way, then fine, but let me go. Like, you deal with you, but don't drag me down with it, just like you dragged Barbara down. If you want to be that person, be it yourself. And you can tell that he was like that, kind of hit him a little bit, so he was going to let her go. And then Pirate Clark comes in, this towering creature, right? And it's him. It's like the Backrooms memory of him in his pirate costume form, which we saw earlier when he was doing an ad for his furniture store. As
With the
Pirate
peg
Clark.
leg.
With the peg leg. And he basically says that, hey, it's okay, Pirate Clark. She says that we don't need to change. We can be, and he likes living in the Backrooms. He says he feels safe there. He enjoys living there. And then Pirate Clark picks him up and then eats him. I feel like this is the metaphor because when you refuse to change, even after recognizing your faults, you consume yourself. Which is what Pirate Clark did. Pirate Clark and Clark are essentially the same thing. So his failure to change, his failure to recognize those faults consumes him.
Okay.
And
literally.
That's what it is. Whereas Mary breaks through and she escapes because she sees her issues and she's willing to make a change.
She escapes. She runs out of the house. We get this well, back room, suburban street kind of setting, right? All these kind of fronts of houses, and then we get this cat and mouse game. Why is Pirate Clark after her? Because the rage has just consumed Clark to where, I mean, what does he wants to do with Mary? He wants to play patty cake? Yeah. Or he wants to eat her.
That's all he wants to do. He wants to play patty cake with her.
I mean, have you seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That game's dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
And we get some great stuff here, right? We get, I mean,
A
great
lot
job.
of this stuff is from the YouTube series. The houses,
Oh,
a lot
really?
of the scenes that were in this movie, including sound effects, were taken originally from the YouTube shorts.
Gotcha. And of course, the scene I talked about off air was, you know, she eventually goes through this door, and it's just this vast abyss of just how many stories high, and the only way out is climbing up these stairs with no railings, and if she makes one slip, she's done, kind of thing. And I'm just like, oh god. And she escapes. We think we're great, right? Pirate Clark still keeps on coming after her. Where she's now in the back rooms version of the furniture store. And we never seen the back rooms like this before. Like, it's always been just like office-y, doctor's office stuff. It's never been like a dedicated room. And she eventually goes through this portal, and there's dudes with hazmat suits. And then was it Async?
Yes.
This is the company Async, and the guy from The Office, who's not from The Office Space. I'm sorry, the guy from Office Space that's not from Office Space.
Yeah. We also get introduced to layers, floors on this as well too, because she is seemingly in the kind of a lower floor as she continues, but as she escapes, going up, the more, I guess, familiar it gets, the more like the normal world it is, the higher up that she goes.
Well, she goes the highest she can get, right? Because she hits the ceiling.
Yeah, but it's still like not quite there,
Gotcha.
right? It's still the showroom to the furniture store, but it's still just like mirrored or like just a little bit off. It's not quite there yet.
To where she gets picked up by these dudes with hazmat suits and with a sink, and she meets Phil, and Phil is interrogating her essentially, and then Phil said some interesting things. He was just like, I've been in the back rooms plenty of times. Phil has said that we don't know why the door's open, but they do. And then it cuts. The last scene in the movie is it goes back to the back rooms with her like in the back rooms version of the interrogation room, and now she's a still life.
Yes.
So that right there is the movie saying to us that the back rooms copies, like you're saying. I mean, that's obvious at this point. There's no more for guessing. Like, that's what it does.
That was intentionally left as a vague opening so that we could have this conversation.
Right. I mean, there's no conversation. I think we both agree on it. That's what this thing does. Okay. I don't want to say it. So, Eric, what is your popcorn rating for the back rooms?
I'm in it, man. I'm larging for this one. I'll watch it again. I'm all about it. I liked everyone in this movie. I think they did a great job. The runtime is just under 2 hours. I think that it tells what it needs to tell. There's a lot of moments in this movie that are, I don't want to call it stale because they're intentionally left or to be like that, right? Of him just going down these halls. By the way, I don't know if you read the production notes on this, but they built 30,000 square feet of the actual back rooms.
The crew got lost. I've read.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Not for the crew, but yeah, people were getting lost in back there, and yeah, it's just such a cool concept, and I just dig it. Like I'm in it. I want to hear more. I want more. I enjoy every bit of it. I think that I wouldn't have minded more answers, but also that's what's keeping me so engaged, is that I want more answers. Like, I want to know what's going on. I like that Phil and Async, that they don't know. We're hoping you could tell us, like, or maybe they do know and they're just not saying anything. So, yeah, that's what it's. Oh, there was another creepypasta part in this movie, by the way, too. I'm sure, because I know that you're on the TikToks, that maybe you've seen it, where the part where Clark is running in the found footage of his the bathroom, and there was the tile in the bathroom scenes.
Is that from Slender Man or something?
No, I think it's from another sort of creepypasta called like Endless Bathrooms or Endless Pool.
Oh.
Where it's kind of like a Backrooms type of thing, where you're in like a knee-high, waist-high water, and it's just forever like in like a bath. It's, I don't know, it's just more creepypasta stuff. So I think that was a little tip of the hat to that world as well too. Again, I'm in it. I enjoy it. Good for you. I think Kane Parsons is the right guy to do it.
I agree. I'm gonna bring up a movie that's older but not too old. I hope you get my point.
So the remake.
The Purge, when the first Purge came out.
Uh-huh.
I enjoyed that movie. It got a lot of buzz, a lot of hype. I don't know if it did this kind of opening weekend, but like, it was an interesting idea, right? That very, very first Purge movie, right? And I was like, I want more. I said exactly what you're saying. I want to know, how did the government let this happen? Like, what's going on? And then it got me the sequel, and I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm not interested. Like, I don't like where this is going, and I'm not cool with it, so I'm done. I hope that doesn't happen with the Backrooms. Part of me, and it's not going to happen, but part of me does feel like I don't want another one, because, my God, if they don't make another one 20 years from now, like, like, people are going to discover this and be like, what the heck is this? There's no franchise to think about, right? There's no money machine behind it. It's just somebody just made this little movie that just makes you go, what? That's me romanticizing it a little bit. Yes, Eric, you're right. I do want to know more. Yes, I do. Give me more.
Would you like to know more?
Yes. But I don't want Purge 2. I just don't want it to go off it, because guess what's happening? And I don't care what anybody says. I will die in this hill. Hollywood is now involved. You're going to have money men behind the sequel. You're going to have money men telling the director who made a good movie what is good and what is not good. They're going to have lawyers. Rights are going to be involved. Who made this fiction? A24?
A24. So I'm really hoping that they stick to their guns.
Who owns A24?
What's that?
Who owns A24?
I don't know. Take a look.
I'm curious.
A24 seems to be pretty good at staying true to the art. Let's see. Founders are different than owners, right?
Mm-hmm. Who owns?
Daniel Katz, David Fenkel, John Hodges are credited as the founders.
Okay, so they're not owned by like Universal or anything like that.
No, they've stayed independent.
Okay. All right, so that right there is a kind of a glimmer of hope for me, Eric, to end my popcorn rating, because like A24 now has the rights, so therefore they have control. Like, if this was like, like what I'm trying to say is, if A24 was like a subdivision of Universal,
I get you.
Then I'm nervous. But
yeah, I get you.
But it's not.
I don't
okay, good.
think, as I'm looking here to cut you off, I don't think that they've done sequels.
So this could be not only the biggest opening weekend of A24 history, but this could be the very first sequel franchise of A24 as well.
Let's see. They've done the Souvenir Part 2.
Oh, okay, well, never mind.
So there's maybe one there, but really they're not known for doing sequels. They seem to just be like a one and done. Here's the project. Let's get it done. I know that they're doing. Longlegs is Neon.
No. Well, good. So I'm happy. Finally, this movie has gotten a large bags. This movie has gotten Movie Guys Podcast approved seal, the new seal. Yeah. I mean, this movie.
24 did the Ty West trilogy of Ex Machina and Pearl. So
Okay, so they've done sequels before.
again, it has to be the kind of the right thing. But
Right.
I hope that it's not like a franchise thing. If they want to do a sequel or even 3, then there has to be a bookend, right? So I'm hoping that they don't leave it to where it's just like, yeah, let's just keep this IP going, where it's just like, yeah, we can do this, we can do television, we can do miniseries. It's like, no. Tell the complete story. Tell the complete story, whether it be about Mary or be about Async, or whether it just be about a back room as well too. But I don't want 5 movies. I want 2, maybe 3.
I think we're in good hands because they're not owned by a major conglomerate, A24. So I think we're in good hands. Okay, large bag across the board for Eric and I. Movie Guys Podcast seal of approval. This is now automatically nominated for Film of the Year. I don't know how the rest of the year is going to go, but I kind of hope this wins Film of the Year. This was really, really fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Let's go.
let's go.
Let's see what happens. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for listening to this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. You can check us on Movie Guys Podcast at podbean.com or wherever you get your podcast from. We are on that platform. Eric, thanks so much for joining me, and we'll be back next week for another awesome episode. Have a good night.
Movie Guys Podcast. Movie Guys Podcast. Movie Guys Podcast. Movie Guys Podcast. They go deeper than the rest. Movie Guys Podcast. They go blink. They talk it through. They make you think. Movie Guys Podcast. Movie Guys Podcast.